that I'm trying to do. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just sort of So this was, I sort of made this goal to make Mythic 1200 for no real reason besides the fact that I wanted to do it.
Right.
Especially since I've never made it to Mythic before, so getting in the top 1200 of Mythic is quite a goal.
It's pretty good.
But we'll see. Let's say I have to get the Diamond, then I have to get from Diamond to Mythic, so it's a whiles away before I get there. But you know, gotta have goals, right?
You're right. That's how we define ourselves, is by our own micro accomplishments in life. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was just thinking about. Oh, I have you ever? I know your family's pretty prolific readers. Have you ever read the C.S. Lewis books that aren't the books about Narnia, like his philosophy books?
Yes, I have actually. He is a very Christian-based individual.
Yeah. I thought it was.
His books are actually very enlightening on a lot of things. Now, I don't really remember them that well because I read them probably back in high school.
Right.
It may have even been before high school. Because that's the only thing that actually got me through school. I didn't pay attention in school, but I had been such a reader since elementary.
Right.
When we go to high school, I'd already read most of Shakespeare, most of all the classics and stuff. And people, I was just a little skater punk sleeping in the corner.
I was there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been reading his. One of the streamers I watch sometimes. He was talking about. He had read the book Mere Christianity, and he was reading all the. He was going back. He was reading all the C.S. Lewis books, basically, and. I was like, oh, that's super interesting. I love philosophy. I'm a big philosophy guy. So I was like, I totally will try to look at these books and see what they do, like see if there's something I'm interested in. So yeah, I've been reading that. And man, dude, that guy is, I did not, you could have, like after I got halfway through Mere Christianity, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, this guy is, this guy knows his stuff, right? I was like, this guy is well thought. Like it's no joke the amount of time and effort he puts into his, the time he takes to actually think, right? I was just amazed by by some of the good thinking had in that book. He was talking about how that's something that, people have said, I think, for a while, about how words don't mean the same things they used to mean or whatever else.
Yeah.
He was actually talking about he had a whole, I don't know if you remember this part in the book, but he talks about the word gentleman and how it used to mean just that you had all that it meant was that you had a coat of arms, heraldry or whatever, and you own land. It didn't mean anything else than that. It didn't mean you were a good person or a bad person,
Yep.
that you were rude or anything else. It only meant that you had heraldry and you had land. So,
Yep.
and then and he was complaining because now, like, this was like, he made this speech in like 44, 48, somewhere around there. And he was complaining that they have changed the word and made it mean something totally different. And
well, words change all the time. And that's, you have the etymology of the word where, how it began, and then, and our languages, our language and languages in general around the world, they evolve.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of words we use now that are totally different and or simply have more meaning now than what they used to.
Right. But he was just making. I guess he was making the argument in his in the book that we shouldn't do that because there's already rude words for what we consider. What we consider.
Be like a rude person. I mean,
we already have words for a rude person or whatever else. We don't need more words for that. So it was. I thought it was super. I thought it was just a super interesting article, and I was totally engaged by it. And I'm just super happy that I bought the whole article, the whole group of them. So now I can
read them all.
Yeah, cause there's like 9 of them, and like the first one I'm super impressed by. So I'm like, I'm hoping they're all as good as this one is. We'll see.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I've been doing those on the way and back and forth to work, because it gets I have to drive an hour back and forth to work, so.
Oh, wow.
So it's a long drive. Man, I was beating these decks earlier. I just did not. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so it's super cool that that I found those books by just listening to someone else. Anyway, thought I'd bring it up because it's I know it's probably something you might have read back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Have you been reading any books lately?
Well, lately I've been kind of following along more of the path of
slacking.
Well, Socrates, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,